UPSC articulated learning, nuances of learning through associated PYQs is quintessential for this UPSC examination. Therefore, this Meditational mentorship, which is providing you care current affairs reverse engineering, is going to be started on 1st November. Students who are interested to join this course can subscribe to it, and it is very nominally available for all aspirants just at the cost of rupees. And our old students can also subscribe to it. Therefore, they will get the alignment which is exactly on the lines of UPSC in terms of thinking line and alignment, assessment, analysis, and elimination techniques. Everything will be given you at one-stop solution, and this upscale program will contain 10,000 MCQs, at the same time 500 plus mains questions and answers, 300 plus classes, intensive test class explanations, right. All the very best to this program who are going to subscribe it, and first come first serve basis only 50 students will be taken to give intensive marathon training for them. For this training will start 1st November onwards, and those who want to join this course, they can directly contact me at our Delhi campus. This is 18 by 1, exactly opposite to Agarwal Suites, Old Rajendra Nagar, and also this program available at our residential campus, and that is Shamshabad residential campus, and RTCX Road, that is our day scholar program for the Hyderabad students. And students who are subscribing to it at our regional centers can also access to me directly online every day, and at the same time there are mentors who are trained by me and available for you 24/7 there. All the very best for your program, and this is an intensive marathon program for your prelims mains examination, because it will contain 10,000 MCQs, at the same time 500 plus mains questions and answers, 300 plus hours of classes intensive in nature, which can cover holistically all the MCQs and associated PYQs. And coming to our first care initiative article here. The article is talking about Supreme Court sets October 31st for hearing electoral bonds case. Here the electoral bonds are passed on the name of money bill. Therefore, the Supreme Court of India has been in wait and watch policy to witness various other segments of the IT rules and policies, because if there is a tax deduction available by the donor, tax deduction is taken by the donor who is giving those electoral bonds to the political party, then this electoral bond scheme may be considered as a money bill. Therefore, we are not saying anything now. This is only a discussion which is happening. This is the statement given by the Justice Chandrachud, okay, Chief Justice of India, and there is a case filed against these electoral bonds which is lacking such in transparency, and also it is not bringing any kind of accountability of the political parties who are paying them, and the anonymity of the donor is creating that the possibility of money laundering and misuse of the funds that are which are evaded in the form of taxes, right, and nexus between the crony capitalism and nexus between business industries and the political parties, which is a threat to the democracy and inclusivity. Therefore, this is a violation of Article 19 because it is not including Right to Information Act, and at the same time it is not giving equal protection of law and equality before law under Article 14 and Article 21, that is right to privacy and personal liberty, and this right to life and personal liberty. And therefore, the article must be very important in the form of UPSC, because UPSC has asked related to Dinesh Goswami committee, which has recommended that funding of parliamentary election, regarding funding of parliamentary election, and with regard to this electoral bond scheme 2018, which of the following statements, and how many of the statements are correct, not which of the following here. Only those political parties registered under section 29A of Representation Act 1951 and secured not less than 1% of votes polled in last general elections. The party which has secured not less than 1% of votes under this section 29A of Representation of People's Act 1951 are eligible to take these electoral bonds from an anonymous person. And next, they will be valid for a period of 15 days from the date of issue. Yes, if a person has issued this electoral bond on 1st March something, hypothetically, and this will be valid till 15th March. And next, all transactions involving an electoral bond will take place through the verified account that the Election Commission of India will assign to the party. All transactions electoral bond will take place through the verified account which is provided by this Election Commission of India, that verified account which will assign that money to the party, and the donor's name will not appear on the electoral bonds. Okay, donor's name will not be appeared on the electoral bonds. And go to the explanation part. Here the explanation is talking like here. See, any party that has obtained 1% votes, already I have told you that one in as per this section 29A, which is registered as a political party of the Representation of People's Act, is eligible to receive electoral bonds, and the donor's name will not appear on those electoral bonds, and it is a verified account by this Election Commission of India, and it is valid for 15 days after its issue. Next, women want change, society needs change. Here the entire article is not important, there are many subjective opinions regarding Indira Gandhi. After the death of father Nehru, Indira did not become the prime minister, and she had to wait until the death of the Lal Bahadur Shastri, but Rajiv Gandhi became directly prime minister after the death of Indira Gandhi. That is a kind of gender disparity comparison made by the senior advocate Supreme Court of India, Vibha Datta. I haven't understood the dynasty politics that has been witnessed here. However, in that also there is gender disparity that is seen here, and here only the information which is related to our women reservation important, because UPSC has asked those questions with regard to Begum Janara Shah Nawaz, a Muslim League member, and also that Sarojini Naidu, who wrote a letter to the first roundtable conference which held in 1931 roundtable conference, that they denied the women reservation representation to legislative assemblies. Here the statements given there based on the UPSC Civil Service Examination 2021, they have asked about the reservation of women in those legislative councils. Montague-Chelmsford reforms of 1919 recommended granting voting rights to all the women. All the women is extreme statement, it can be comfortably eliminated, and the Government of India Act 1935 gave reservation seats to women in the legislature. That may be fine, no problem. With respect to Montague-Chelmsford, same statement is taken here. So, first statement is incorrect, because we have taken the same statement given in the MCQ of previous years, and the Government of India Act of 1935 gave women reserved seats in the legislature. Yes. That is true, it is also a statement. And next two statements, Sarojini Naidu, Begum Janara Shah Nawaz wrote a letter during first round table conference demanding reservation for women. No, they denied reservation for women because it is not a sympathetic or empathetic grounds that women empowerment can take place. That was their statement. However, the author denied such statement given by Sarojini Naidu, Begum Janara, because they have come from elite backgrounds, they are well privileged, they can talk like that, and that was the statement given by them. Therefore, and underprivileged people like Indira Gandhi should be promoted as prime minister immediately after death of Jawaharlal Nehru, as much as the prime minister, Rajiv Gandhi became prime minister. That may be considered gender equality. Okay, next, that was author expressed that opinion only. You can read that article. I have directly told you the gist of that article. Next, I treasure trove field notes from the forest of Arunachal Pradesh. There are few wildlife researchers and field visits and their research projects which have witnessed various kinds of biosphere reserves and national parks, wildlife sanctuaries in the Arunachal Pradesh, and several national parks, wildlife sanctuaries were also asked by UPSC previous times. Example, Namdafa Tiger Reserve is mentioned here. Also, it is better known than Kamlang. And next thing, Mishmi community also mentioned in this article, Mishmi community, Namdafa National Park and Kamlang. Next, coming to Mauling National Park and Clouded Leopard National Park also mentioned there. Dibang Dihang Biosphere Reserve also mentioned there in the article. Please remember all these things, because there is a Paiku Wildlife Sanctuary which is asked by UPSC in 2018 located in Arunachal Pradesh. You need to remember the border frontier states and the wildlife sanctuaries, national parks located there. Here Mauling National Park and Clouded Leopard National Park located in it, and it has natural vegetation stretching in unbroken sequence from the tropics to mountain tundra. Actually, one map I have to show you, that here Upper Siang and West Siang, you please go through this map once again. I am stretching it. See, West Siang and Upper Siang, which is exactly containing the Dibang Dihang Biosphere Reserve, and this Biosphere Reserve also extended to Dibang Valley, and this Upper Siang, West Siang and Dibang Valley region, triangular in nature. This triangular shape is containing the Biosphere Reserve which I have mentioned, Dihang Dibang. Okay. Next, see, only second statement is correct. First statement has an issue, because Mauling National Park and Dibang Wildlife Sanctuary are located fully or partly within the Biosphere Reserve. The reserve spreads over 3 districts, Dibang Valley, just now I have said, Upper Siang and West Siang. So, I have shown you the map also, and please go through that map and remind all the, recall all the wildlife sanctuaries located there. And Mishmi Hills, Eastern Himalayas mountains, till that it is expanded, the Dibang Biosphere Reserve is spread over that. Next, state owned NBFCs put under prompt corrective action norms. What does it mean? This prompt corrective action is an earlier detection of default situation of any company. So, such default situation which is witnessed and immediately understood by these RBI and other authorities, then immediately Government of India will come into picture and making as a savior, especially in the form of RBI's regulations. And this kind of prompt corrective action may also take place when an NBFC may be in future going to face such a default situation. Few government public sector NBFCs also coming under this prompt corrective action. So, immediate intervention of this supervisory entity is also important, because immediate intervention may take place at any time by the RBI with the help of the supervisory entity to look after the potential market discipline situation for any group of companies. So, the group of companies which are exceeding their loans may be warned by the supervisory entity, and that may be reported to the RBI in the form of, and such corrections may be actually suggested by the RBI, that is known as prompt corrective action. So, simply I have given you the total gist of this prompt corrective action in layman terms, and go through this statement. Therefore, you can understand and how to handle this question. Consider the following statement regarding prompt corrective action framework. Here Reserve Bank of India had introduced this for scheduled commercial banks in 2002, and it is intended to act as a tool for effective market discipline. And next, it does not allow for any additional corrective actions by RBI beyond those prescribed in it. This may be a wrong statement, because RBI may intervene if it is going under a default situation and exceeding its loan availability, and market discipline may be disrupted. Therefore, RBI for any additional correction and correction related activities and actions can be taken by RBI. Next, it is not applicable to government non-banking finance corporation. Actually, it is applicable to non-banking finance corporations. Just now I have told you that there are few NBFCs coming under this prompt corrective actions: REC, PFC, IRFC, IFCI. These are NBFCs of RBI which are also corrected by this prompt corrective action. Next, the chairman of public sector banks are selected by Banks Board Bureau. This is one of the PYQs. Therefore, this information is important. Commercial banks and few NBFCs are also coming under this prompt corrective action to make them disciplined with respect to their financial position, and also correct their default situation if they may face in the future times. This is what the explanation is given here. And RBI may intervene with the help of supervisory entity and give effective market discipline related prompt corrective actions if it is intended to give in the intermediary times also, not only by the time of not only the people who approaches it, but also RBI can itself intervene it with the help of supervisory entity and take reports and give certain corrective action related framework. Next, something changed about cyclone formation in the 1990s, say study. Here 1990s there is a shift of this pressure belt and pressure gradient force, rainfall pattern, and there are various aspects that are discussed with respect to fundamentals of physical geography, world physical geography. Here warm Arctic and cold Eurasian waves, warm Arctic, cold Eurasian waves is discussed here. What does it mean? And remaining aspects that you can get through it very easily. Here the aspects are related to the changing pattern of cyclonic conditions, cyclogenesis at various places. Previously, earlier times you might have witnessed such kind of cyclogenesis, that means formation of cyclone, low pressure and gradient force, and also low pressure and rainfall, excessive rainfall, thunderstorms which are on the surface, and low sea surface temperatures at the time during 1990s on the surface of Arabian waters. This is not in the case of this present situation after 20 years or 30 years, because of shifting such pressure gradient force and various phenomena also taking place, like warm Arctic and cold Eurasian times, because of the losing of the ice. Like, please go through this table here. North Atlantic oscillation is the one such phenomenon which is causing cyclonic storms in the North Atlantic part. This jet stream which is passing through 40 to 45 degrees of mid latitudes may also cause such shift, along with the Coriolis force which is causing a fluid to shift towards right in the northern hemisphere and left in the southern hemisphere respectively. And also there is atmospheric lows and highs between this tropical, subtropical highs and also the Iceland lows. This is named as Iceland lows. This is subpolar low, and between this highs, tropical subtropical highs and Iceland lows, there is a pressure gradient force which is moving from highs to lows. The wind pattern which is shifted from here to there, and there is a rainfall pattern which is seen here. We constantly from this high to low, and the winds which are upper latitude, which are in the time in terms of altitude, which are at the upper hands, upper atmosphere level, and the movement of those winds from higher altitudes to lower altitudes may also be seen here. Okay. Such situation